Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. And welcome to the Gelman Starbucks. Let's pull up a chair and have a coffee. Not real. You probably knew it already. It's a nice picture, but it's just a virtual background as I filmed this on Zoom, a picture of a real place, the Gelman Starbucks, where I love to meet with students one-on-one to talk about Jewish ideas and how they can improve their lives. Virtual or real? That's the question these days. I was talking to a student earlier today, and she said she's doing classes at home in New Jersey, like many students are. And she said, Rabbi E, I'm in school, but it just doesn't feel real. It's real, but it doesn't feel it. Real, virtual, is it really real? What's real? COVID is real. The difficulties, the pain, the uncertainty that many people are feeling in this country, that is real. Life is real. I think as we are in this very strange time we're living in, it's so important to focus on what's real, even if we have some doubts about a particular screen or picture. Life is real. The fact that we were created to do great things, and each one of us has a responsibility in this world, truthfully, a unique spiritual mission in this world to accomplish, that's real. That we have a great responsibility to elevate ourselves and the world and do the best we can, even in difficult and dark times and challenges like this, full of uncertainty and lack of reality. That responsibility is real. You know, we're in the time of the Jewish calendar where the exact focus is supposed to be for each and every one of us on deciding what's real and what's virtual in my life. We're about to go into Rosh Hashanah a week from now, but the whole month before Rosh Hashanah through the day of Yom Kippur are days of returning to what? To what's real, and setting aside what's merely virtual, ephemeral, not as important, not as nourishing. It's an incredible thing. That's the whole service, if you will, in a spiritual sense of this time of year. Maimonides says famously that's one of the deeper meanings of the shofar. It's a wake-up call. Wake up from your slumbers, he says. But I'll rephrase it. Grab onto what's real and leave aside the virtual reality. This week's Torah portion, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, says the very same thing. On the last day of his life, a time when I can imagine there was nothing virtual. He was facing the reality of leaving this world, and he wanted to leave the Jewish people with the crucial message of life is all about choosing between what's real and what's ultimately just virtual. See, I have placed before you today the life and the good and the death and the evil. And later he says the blessing and the curse. I'll add the same idea. I've placed before you the real and the virtual. And he says, what's the good and the real? To love Hashem, to walk in his ways, to do his commandments, mitzvot, which connect us to what's real in life and ourselves, to our fellow man, to God. He says, there's two choices. I place life and death before you, blessing and curse, virtual and real, and you shall choose life. That's the hope, that's the goal, that's his confidence in us, that every one of us on this Rosh Hashanah and every year will swipe aside the fake backgrounds and the less important things and grab onto what's real in life. Choose reality, not virtual reality. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbos is real and a great time to tune into the reality of our beautiful lives in this world and how important they are. Good Shabbos.